Okay, hello YouTube and welcome to Rome Total War Darth Mod. This is a series of videos, maybe a couple of videos which I will be doing, where I will show you how to basically shake off the rust of Rome Total War and prepare for Rome Total War 2, the upcoming game which we all long to see. Me included, I love Rome Total War and played it to death, basically, with many different mods, many times in vanilla as well. I really love the game, and now I'll be showing you how to essentially shake off some of that rust and prepare yourself for Rome Total War 2. So here we have a battle in Germanic Forest, or Germanic Forest. You hear, well, with the announcements and everything, you hear, oh, Battle of Teutoburg, you know, it's just one of the battles that they did, and it's pretty amazing looking. However, this is something else that I wanted to address here, and this is another battle against the Romans and the Germans that I wanted to basically reconstruct within Rome Total War Darth Mod. Now, we're going to play this. And first of all, we're going to talk about how you will use some of the tactics that Rome uses, and to what effect will you use them in Rome Total War 2. So I will go about some of the formations, some of the unit composition for your legions. Now, what I would love for developers of Rome Total War 2 to do is that rhymed to do. Lovely. What I would love for them to do is allow us to name our legions, or at least designate them Legion 1, Legion 2, Legion 3. I would love for them to enable us to do that, because I think it will really be a nice boost to the game, and if nothing more than just a little bit of role play, if you know what I mean. It will be really nice addition to the game, and I would really love to see that, because it's something I feel my game always lacked, and I always wanted to name my legions and have it all sort of official, if you know what I mean. So, here we go. This is the composition of my legion right now. In an ideal scenario, I will have 2 legionary cavalry units. Right now I have 1 unit of Roman cavalry. Rest is as follows. First legionary cohort, then 9 legionary cohorts. When you're going to set them up in this situation, when going up against the Germans, we're going to set them up in a line. So basically, line of legionaries facing the enemy. And when fighting Germans, you need to find an open field to fight them in. Luckily, I've been deployed in front of one, but if you don't find it, either you back off, you really must fight the Germans in an open field. Because right now, they receive a massive boost if fighting in the forest. They will only receive a bigger boost in Rome Total War 2. So, this is one of the strategies that I will employ using my legions in the campaign map or in custom battles. So first of all, legion composition, as I said. So, general, cavalry, first cohort, and then 8 or 9 legionary cohorts. 2 auxiliary archers, they really come as nice support for your heavy infantry. Then 2 light auxilia. Their heavy pilum deal extraordinary amounts of damage. They have little ammo, which is why you need to keep them close to your legionaries here. Make sure they use that ammo to full effect, and then back off. And then 3 units of auxilia, or if you're sieging some place, you can have 3 to 4 units of siege equipment. Ballistas, battering rams, and all the new siege equipment that will be delivered to us in Rome Total War 2. First of all, I'm going to be fighting the barbarians, because that's what they've been mostly showing off in their trailers. After this, we will be fighting the Greeks, and I will show you one of the, if not the most effective way to break Greek phalanxes and win the battle. So as for the formations, this time for this tactic, I use this formation. So heavy infantry, and then skirmishers at the back, and sort of light infantry, cavalry miscellaneously positioned in the back, as they serve purposes of reserves, basically, or running down, flanking, infantry or cavalry at the sides, they're a really good addition to the army. So, I'm going to cut the video right here. In a couple of minutes we will begin with the actual fighting against the German tribes. Okay, I'll lower the graphics a little bit so we can record this. Here we go, so starting the battle. Those are the German tribes. Fear them, ladies and gentlemen. Group up, all of your units, and move a couple of steps forward because the AI will... God damn it. The AI will hopefully be smarter than this in Rome 2 Total War, but anyways, partially my fault. I'm going to move them up, like so. And you're going to, first of all, both armies are going to march up one towards each other. This, in real life, helped boost up morale somewhat, and courage of men. You can stay at the back, no problem, but we're taking things a little bit realistically here, believe it or not. Anyways, you have your legionaries marching forward. This is, as you can see, a heavy army up front. So, legionary cohorts, basically the heaviest infantry that Rome can provide. Now, using these to great effect will determine whether you win or lose the battle. Your auxiliaries, archers or auxiliary infantry, cannot win you the battle. Most of the killing and frontal fighting will be done by these guys, which is why you have 10 units of them essentially. Keep your archers at first at range. Keep away from the enemy. Rome realistically didn't have a lot of good archers, although Rome 2 and Rome 1 Total War will allow for such things. Germans will try and run at you. This is how they fought. This is how they fight in this mod. This is how they usually will fight you in Rome 2 Total War. They will run some of their most high quality troops and berserkers in your frontal ranks attempting to break you, while the main meat of their army stays at the back. This is where most battles are lost. Dealing with these guys in a very odd and bad fashion is what loses a lot of the battles for great commanders and generals. I will show you how to break these charges. So, what you will do is every second cohort you have will step forward for, I don't know how many paces that is, but basically align themselves with these guys. So a checkerboard pattern, if it's easy for you. What this will create is something that the Romans use IRL. This will create certain spots where the enemy will be completely surrounded. Here, basically. Your enemy will be completely surrounded by 3 units effectively fighting it. They will lose a lot of morale. So, let's see how it plays out. And I forgot to run them. Sorry about that. So, you're going to run them, and make sure all of these guys have skirmish mode turned off, because the barbarians will get pretty damn close to you. Naked fanatics are a pain in the ass to deal with. They are suicidal infantry, to say the least. So we're going to need the help of cohorta prima, or first cohort. So they are the beasts, the barbarians. There we go. This is pretty much how you should fight the enemy. Try and look up realistic Rome tactics, how the Legion fought. Something that Rome 2 Total War will definitively deliver, which we know it will deliver, are more unit abilities and formations. Roman army didn't just use the testudo to conquer the world. They used many variants of abilities, formations, and so on. This is why they were one of the most feared fighting forces in the universe at the time. Universe is a bit overstretching it. On Earth. There we go, much better. Your general will, during the barbarian attack, not be needed. After this, there is a very interesting button on this general. Rally troops. Usually, people don't know this. But rally troops boosts the morale of your infantry. It will do the exact same in Rome 2 Total War. You will need to push him basically where the heaviest fighting is, rally your troops by giving them more morale, and then run away with your general until his ability reaches cooldown. This can win or lose battles. Bridge battles is something I will be covering, and is definitely one very difficult thing. Try again, Juggernaut. Thing to master and to win. Your general can be crucial in such circumstances. God, that's a difficult word sometimes. So, first of all, why keep your enemy at range? Well, they're charging at you full speed with little regard for their own life. Use the archers. Use the peeler that you have given, that is given to you. Don't simply stand there and hope for the best. Use proper tactics. The checkerboard pattern now comes into play a lot more. You will have the ability to surround your enemy. This will drop their morale really low. Use your auxiliary light troops, which are very fast, move up behind them, and you have successfully tamed and basically fully stopped the barbarian frontal charge. So you have these naked fanatics and berserkers and whatnot fighting you one-on-one with lower morale than you have. That's a recipe for success. And are these legionaries? Are they? They are. You will be surprised by the results your men can accomplish. Just 3 naked fanatics remaining. And this is on medium difficulty. Maybe on hard, basically all your troops will do is lose a bit more men. The result should be the same. A similar strategy, not the same though, is employed when fighting Greeks, or specifically Greek phalanxes. But we'll talk about that in another video. For now, I want you to prepare yourself, and I want myself to prepare you for the upcoming game, and basically show you how to do well in battle against the various German tribes, against the Carthaginians and the Greeks you will be mostly fighting within the game Rome 2 Total War. So, showing you how to deal with the first few minutes of the game against the Germans. And if you take a look at troop loss, most have been lost by these guys because they charged in the flank, and they're light infantry, so don't expect to see too many of them live. They serve their purpose by killing these guys, and they are extraordinarily cheap. Well, not in this mod, because this mod changes the values, and basically it's you know, but they are, pardon me, they are very cheap and easy to maintain. So, you are dealing now with these guys. You have practically dealt with these guys. These guys shouldn't have charged, it appeared, but they will win. The retreating enemy units cause chaos. Yeah, this much is certain, this much we know. So, their phalanxes, though, this is something that you should have noticed at this stage, is that the enemy has phalanxes. 2-1 units in the centre. Immediately charge heavy infantry to the flank of the enemy. In this scenario, surround the Germans. Use your numbers. And if you do not outnumber the enemy, still use those numbers in contained, small fighting zones. Let's just pause it right here and see where I'm fighting. Win every battle you can, essentially. Every miniature battle. Make sure you're not losing on either front, on any front, practically. So I got charged here by German axemen. This is not something that really should have happened, and it's not going to add much efficiency to the battle, is it? And the reason why I stopped it, efficiency. The point of my tutorials, essentially, is to prepare you for Rome Total War 2, obviously. However, just a quick little, I get sidetracked easily, sorry. They broke because you charged them from the flanks. They are far too easily broken if charged from the flanks, so that's one thing to consider. Now, the point of this is to build you confidence. Try ridiculous things in custom battles. Try them now in Rome Total War 1. The point is to win your battles better than the AI would have, with auto-resolve. The point is to have your men, to have more of your men than the enemy has at the end of the battle. To win your battles, and to make it efficient. So every time I go into a battle on the campaign map, I know I will do better than the ally would. I know that I will not lose more troops if I auto-resolve. I know that I will lose less troops if I play it myself than auto-resolve it. And that is a key difference. This is a key thing that you must realise and achieve. And yes, that is Darth Vader flaming arrow. No, that's not really realistic. They didn't actually use flaming arrows all too much. You see most of the German army breaking off here. We're pushing in their centre, and once these guys are dealt with, we can charge their spearmen. You can see all of those heavy berserker infantries that cause panic among men have been dealt with, and that is basically the battle won. 13% of our men have been killed. I don't expect that to be above 60. What? Above 20? Above 20, 15, maybe 16, something like that. The enemy general gets killed, and just a strong general push into the centre. You might argue that the German army was far too weak. Balance is not the issue here. My issue is preparing you and selling you basically strategies for Rome Total War 2. This is a basic introductory video of how we will be doing things, and just a general one battle that I have recorded here. So, never go chasing them sporadically along the map. Chase them down with cavalry. That's what they're used for, and I completely forgot about this cavalry unit. God damn it, that's like Gothic heavy cavalry. That's probably the worst I'm going to run into ever. I'm not going to go for casualties here. If you want to kill them off, just run every single piece of infantry you have up the hill, but make sure they're not too far. It's too much separated, basically. Too separated. There we go. So we have the enemy running away from us. The battle has been won. Roma victa. And they're probably going to try and fall back to positions and assemble a new line. Basically, you've won at this stage. I mean, if they gather up a couple of units, the most basic of engagements will break them. Most of them will even break on contact, so you don't really need to worry about that. Huge amount of infantry pushing up, and we're even going to recreate the Battle of Teutoburg at one point, maybe. But this is where we end our tutorial and our battle. So this wasn't a tutorial in the traditional sense of how you win. I've shown you how to neglect that initial push of the Germans. Just surround their infantry and push them back. You have the numbers in that situation. If they charge you from behind, you charge in your auxiliaries and your other troops. And you basically surround most of their army, even if you have less numbers than they do. Use your auxiliaries, keep the enemy at range while they're charging towards you, even back off if you have to, slowly. A war of attrition, if you will. So, in the next videos we are going to be precisely showing you what exactly to do when fighting various factions and unit compositions. Skirmish heavy army, infantry heavy army, so on and so forth. This is just a basic introduction, how to prepare for Rome 2 Total War. I really hope that someone watches this and is really excited for Rome 2 Total War. So thank you everybody, and I'll be seeing you with the next tutorial video, hopefully. So that would be it. See the results here. Basically a full legion lost, what, 400 men maybe, while the entire German army just completely annihilated, and equal in number, but we had a lot of our auxiliaries. So we were basically just a slight bit the underdogs in this battle, but very slightly. So as I said, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys